From lost to found, the story of Margaret Dodd continues in an interview by Dodd's husband. Now, he walks our Annie Moore through the twists and turns of a mysterious disappearance that even today, 40 years later, could still be solved.
Secrets often lie at the heart of unsolved mysteries. Memories fade. Witnesses die. But then, a new discovery turns the case upside down.
There's not a clue. There's nothing. Then, all of a sudden, it was like I was looking at her.
After his wife seemingly vanished in September of 1977, Ken Dodd continued on with the new reality that was his life. He eventually remarried and went on to have children and grandchildren.
You could be 20 years and you see somebody that brings it back. Is that Margie?
In 1993, Dodd was living out of state. He'd never heard about the body found by a hunter on Bolt Mountain.
I said, is there any way that could be Margie Dodd? And he wanted the clothing description and all of what Margie was wearing at the time she was missing, and I gave it to him.
Frank Pack, one of the lead investigators on the Dodd case, checked back but was told it wasn't Dodd. He was told Steve Tanner, the investigator on the remains case, had reason to believe it was Sue Roop, a Fayette County woman who disappeared in 1979. It wouldn't be until 24 years later that another chance discovery would call all of that into question. In December, Fayette County investigators announced that an artifact hunter had stumbled across what they believed were the remains of Sue Roop. So whose body was it that was on Bolt Mountain?
Detective Willie talked to me and said that there was a strong possibility that it was Margie. I said, you call Kent Dodd and you'll know within minutes.
It took me 3 seconds to identify it. That's all it took. 3 seconds to look at those rings, and I said, that's her.
DNA testing by investigators would later confirm what Dodd already knew.
When we got married, we didn't have any money to do anything. She wanted to save the diamond from her grandmother, so I put it in the rings that I bought for her. And if you look at the two, the diamond's the same.
A case Dodd believes was plagued by missed opportunities.
And for 24 years, my wife's remains laid in a lab in Charleston. And my question is, at that time, why didn't he pursue another avenue? Why didn't he make a phone call to Margie Dodd's husband after he was told that it could be Margie Dodd? I do want those answers. I do want those answers, yes.
Despite everything, he holds out hope that the person who took Margie from this world will one day be brought to justice.
So I don't have a fear right now because you've got a good sheriff. You've got an awesome sheriff in office right now, Sheriff Van Meter. But he didn't have to step up like he did. He didn't have to do that. He did that because he is an honorable man.
In September, 4 decades after she first disappeared, the Dodds were finally able to host a funeral for Margie.
They have what they say and everything, and when I released that dove, that was Margie.
A symbol of a life lost and a life found.
Now, we reached out to former Sheriff Steve Tanner multiple times in the course of working on this story and have yet to receive a response. Meanwhile, the Dodd family is asking